Hey everybody, Mrs. Love here. Hello, hello. I hope you had a great weekend. If you're watching this on Monday, April 24th, Mrs. Love should be back in class today, but we are going to continue with our recorded lessons for the last week of PSSA testing because we still have some friends who are out at test sites. Um, all week we will be continuing on our schedule. If you don't know where that is, you can go to your online history class, look under the content area, look under the module that says PSSA, and it has our schedule in there. Or if you have any questions, you can just ask me. This recording is for lesson number 10 in unit 11, but this will be recording number 9. Remember, we're kind of off one little recording because of we don't have a lesson number 7. So before we start off, I just wanted you to answer a question. We don't have polling tools on recordings, but think about this. Who stays home with you? Who stays home and takes care of you? Or does no one stay home and take care of you? And I'm talking about like during the work day. Like a lot of parents go to work. Sometimes we live with parents, but we go stay with somebody else while parents are at work. Sometimes we live with grandmas, grandpas, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, friends, neighbors, whoever. And there's a reason why I'm asking you to answer that, and you'll find out here shortly. So what I want you to do is you're going to take a couple of minutes. I want you to pause the video and you are going to grab your book and see if you can fill in the blanks here. This would have been from our previous couple of lessons as a little bit of a review. See if you can fill in these blanks for a little bit of a review. And I would give you page numbers to do that, but I'm not sure what pages they are on. Just do the best you can. If you can't find it, don't worry about it. All right, so here's what we're going to learn about today. If you see how many things are on the board right now, unbelievable how much we're going to learn today. Check it out. Everything we're going to learn about today talks about changes and equality for women. So sorry boys, it's all about the girls today, but it's important for us to know that the period that we're learning about right now, the 1960s, is a huge change in the way that women are portrayed in our society and the way in which women participate in our society. You're going to see here in a moment what I'm talking about. So here's your instructions for today. If you choose to accept them, actually you have to choose to accept them. I'm sorry. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to read chapter 51 together. You're going to do that as your lesson today. And I have the text from the whole chapter in the slides here in the recording. Or you can just grab your book or your online book and pause the recording and just go read chapter 51. And then when you're finished, come on back and skip ahead in the recording to the end where I give you the rest of the directions. So you're going to read first chapter 51 in your book or on the slides. You're going to complete the activity that I have here at the end of the slides. And you're going to complete assignment 11.10 in your online school history module. Just a heads up, there are no study guide questions for this chapter, so you don't need to be looking for that. That is one less thing for you to be doing. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and slowly flip through the slides. You can pause the recording so you can read each page on your own. And then continue the recording at your own pace. Okay, so if you came to this page, I want you to take a minute when I'm done giving my introduction here and then pause the recording. But what I want you to do is read over this chart here. And you're going to see this is talking about the money that women earn. And we're comparing the year 1983 to the year 2000. And there's just some examples of different kind of jobs: executive, administrative, manager job, sales job, administrative support or clerical job, a service job, machine operator job. So I want you to look at the amount of money that a man would earn in that job in 1983, the amount of money that a woman would earn in that job, and this is the percentage of the difference. And compare that to 1983 to 2000 and see what kind of conclusions or what kind of information can you learn by looking at this chart. So go ahead and pause the recording. You can discuss this with your learning coach and they can help you to understand the chart here a little bit better. Go ahead and pause and discuss. Okay, so just do a quick check here. What do you think? Women were all happy in the 1950s through the 1970s, and their lives looked just like the TV shows they saw. Is that true or false? Discuss that with your learning coach. Okay, now I have a second little activity for you to do here. We're going to use the information from the reading. And what you might want to do is just, we can't do this on the board because we're watching a recording, but grab a piece of paper and a pencil. And all you have to do is, you don't even have to draw squares. You could just draw a line down the center of your paper. And on one side, you're going to write this lady's name, Betty Friedan. And on this side, you're going to write Phyllis Schlafly. And these are the two women that you read about in your textbook. And then what you're going to do is look at each one of the sentences at the top here in the description bank, and you're going to decide which woman does that sentence describe. And then you can rewrite the sentence in the box below. Okay? So you'll need to pause your recording while you do this, and it shouldn't take you more than 5 minutes, but you can use your book to go back and find each one of these things and see which one of them were the things that Betty Friedan did and which of these were the things that Phyllis Schlafly did. Okay, go ahead and pause, and once you complete that, come on back. All right, so a quick check here after your activity. Which answer choice correctly lists women from U.S. history who were outspoken? That means they talked about it in public for in their support or opposition to social and political changes for women. So look through these letter choices and tell me which one you think is correct. Or no, not me. You can't tell me because I'm not really here. I'm a recording. Tell your learning coach. And lastly, Friedan interviewed many women who were not happy with their suburban lives, and she eventually worked to change society's expectations for women. Is that true or is that false? Discuss that with your learning coach. All right, so we have officially come to the end of this lesson. The only thing you have left to do is to go into your online school, do graded assignment 11.10, and then just go back and make sure you've completed all of the previous graded assignments for Unit 11. So you should have one for every lesson except for there was no lesson 7. And then I want you to make sure to get that Unit 11 quiz done. And remember, there's no study guide questions for this chapter. So you guys, once you get that stuff caught up there and 11:10 completed, you are done for the day. And I will see you all tomorrow.